Hi, Andrea.
Hi, Alanna. How are you?
I'm doing good. Thank you for deciding to have this conversation with me via Zoom today. I'm Alanna, for those of you who don't know who I am. This is actually one of a series of interviews, I call it interviews, with other women or other people, but mostly women so far, who have a connection to Sophia energy and the lineages of ancient wisdom having to do with the idea and personification of wisdom. So wisdom as being the goddess, wisdom as being our connection with nature, but the idea here is to find out what Sophia means to certain people. So today I have Andrea here. I met her on Instagram. I believe your screen name is Intuitive Vibin, right?
Yes, yes.
So Andrea, share with me about you, just like, the basics, who you are, where you're from, and how you came to Sophia and stuff.
Sure. Well, it's actually, that's the fun thing is, we never, at least for me, I've never really sought out everything. It's kind of found me organically. And I think that's the beauty of co-creating in a natural way. And that's one thing that Sophia has taught me is the organic symbiotic relationship that we kind of naturally walk in, which has been beautiful. So actually being from Nashville, there wasn't always a lot of or any talk about anything other than really Jesus. So I find that interesting because that's meant to be part of my path. And so I fast forward to adult me, and adult me had a really beautiful awakening that was just divine. And after that, it was kind of just following those intuitive nudges to figure out what all of it meant. And along my path, I heard the name Sophia as discussed in Gnostic, I guess the Gnostic way, but my guides would never really let me research. So I've never researched like what the Gnostics, other than that they called that God, Sophia, the kind of creator of all things. But then last year, my guides did let me, they were like, okay, you can go ahead and dive into this work called the Sophia Code. And I was allowed to really live with that for a while. And it's so beautiful. And I found so many other people who have actively dove into the Sophia Code and who are doing that right now. And it's a really beautiful way to get introduced into what we're talking about if y'all haven't already heard of that transmission.
Right. Wow. That's so powerful. That's exactly what happened to me. It was more that the personification, the idea of spirituality came first. And then once I became a matching vibration to this revelation, it became to reveal itself through synchronicities, through actually the word Sophia coming to me, right? Or coming to you. And then you piece it up with other people who are on a similar mission. And that's really what brought me to you, as you had a certain resonance. And I don't even know how we started following each other, but the idea is that's also how Sophia works. She works through her little sparks here and there, and then we come to the conclusion that we are her and that we are that through each other, recognizing each other, and that is the wisdom of nature moving through us. That we are one with earth, that we are one with the wind, and that it's all weaves together.
Absolutely. I think that's really beautiful how you tie in.
Grab my headphones because I realized I can put them on, so they work a lot better. So
wonderful.
Share something. Interesting. So I always have extra pairs, and then when I need them, they're nowhere to be found. Yeah, I usually like to do these with headphones, but it's okay. I think this will work just fine.
Oh, good. Okay.
So going back to, so the reason today why I asked you to come and do this, Zoom call is because I feel like it's important that we have conversations. And I know you have a lot to share about Sophia. And when my curiosity comes from is the idea that I've never met you before in person, and you live in Nashville, I live in Los Angeles, California, and we came online to some specific realizations. And we both, you mentioned the Sophia Code, which also came to me in such a miraculous way after finding Sophia, the idea of it through other, Gnostic texts and other authors. But please, I want you to share with me what some aspects of Sophia and like what she's taught you, what the idea of it has taught you, and what you're doing with it.
Yeah, no big deal there. Nothing, just my whole life. No, that's beautiful. Okay, so actually earlier today, I was taking a shower, and I knew we were going to hop on here most likely and discuss these things today. And so I kind of just talked to my heart, and I was like, well, what is Sophia to me? And that way I can more clearly communicate it to you. And so to me, Sophia is, you brought up nature just a moment ago, and it's really kind of for me, it's our primordial essence that is life-giving. And however each of us translates what I just brought forth, that is for me what I call Sophia. And also, she directly relates to, for me, for my star family and the earth. If you breathe those two together, with Sophia doing the breathing, that is the kind of what makes me up and what makes me tick. That's why I'm here. I know where I've come from. I know I'm here, and I know what I'm here to do. And so the Sophia, for me, is a big, huge part of what breathes me to do the work that I'm doing. That's how I would describe. Yeah.
That's really powerful. Yeah. It's almost, my heart is just beating with joy right now because this is truly my essence. And, I battled a lot with the idea of who am I to bring forth this stuff, like you've done this and you've done that. And like, it's just, but you know what it is? It's like, it is our willingness to do the work, to heal the collective wounds. And that has to do with the primordial wound and the primordial essence, as you mentioned.
Yes.
Life-giving force, because, it's like the mother aspect is trying to nurture her creations in alignment and connection with the father, and like bring the family unit together, like those pieces, being mended, which is our individual wounds. That's also a collective wound. And so it makes me really happy to hear that, it's what makes you tick. And I know you mentioned right before we got on the call, we were going to start talking, and I was like, no, let's hold that, because I feel like, this is our first time meeting and there's so much energy. And like, I was like, I don't even know where to start, because I truly have been gathering so much. And I think it's for these moments. So we were about to talk about I'm trying to remember what we were going to talk about when we first jumped on the Zoom live. Do you remember?
Well, okay, so I'm receiving this right now, so I'll post it.
You had a message you wanted to share. That's probably what it is right now.
Oh, well, I'm receiving right now that the wonderful thing about it kind of piggybacks into what you were just talking about us. What lights us up? What are we here to do? What are we doing every day in our daily lives? Because for me, when we're in touch with not only our soul essence, but a balanced mother, father, God dynamic. It allows us to really breathe life into the our daily grind, and maybe see things that we were missing before. And for me, the Sophia Wisdom, that's exactly, it gives us eyes to see and ears to hear. And that is something that my guides are really bringing through right now. It's like, well, it's great, you can read and believe all these things, but what actions are you sowing in your daily life that support the actual good environment for the new life to grow? And that's something that Sophia and so generously teaches is, intention is important.
I want you to know that I just sent over to you a live stream request on Instagram.
Oh.
I think, you know what, we should go live with this. Why not share
Sure.
this stuff with everybody else? Because I think it's important.
So pop over there.
Yeah, it's just hop over there and stay on this screen as well. But I just wanted to also.
Okay.
Yeah. So stay where you're at. Are you on your phone?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So,
yeah, my daughter has a computer doing schoolwork, so I'll have to just click over and then click right back.
Can you do both?
Maybe.
Let's try it. All right.
Okay. Let's see.
So I'm just doing this live because I promised. I was actually dared.
I'm back.
I was dared to go live a little more often. So you're with me?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay. Can you join the screen?
Did that work? Did it work?
No, I mean, I see you on here, which is good, but I was hoping to see your face on here as well. But okay.
Oh, I think I'd have to do one of the other.
Well, I think that it's okay. I think we stay on here recording and then here. And
okay.
Because I want to record this and be able to upload it to YouTube. So
okay.
We live and we learn. Okay, because I feel like it's the first of many.
Yes.
I'm not sure if people on the other line can actually hear your voice, but I'm going to just speak it anyway. Because I was saying that I was dared to go live more often, and it scares me, like, because I really want to get this message out there, and I'm like, how am I just do it, like, stop holding back. Share the message. So just to get people up to par, we have, I'm on a video call with Intuitive Vibin. She's in the chat right now. You can wave at her. We're talking about Sophia, which is wisdom in Greek, but it also translates to many other voices and names of the female essence of God around the world. There's a billion names of Sophia. Our job here is to bring her voice to you through the power of our connection with her. And so this is a phenomena, right?
Yes, okay. Very much so.
You were sharing a message that was coming through to you before you were jumping on this call. You want to share that message?
Well, the best way to actually just give a working, living example is you said that, being live scares you. It's something that you want to do more of, and you're taking the initiative, even if it doesn't look like how we think a live should go in our head. Right. You're taking the initiative to follow through and say, no, I'm committed. This is part of my path. No matter how big or small, it's part of my path. I'm going to commit to going live right now.
Right.
And later, I'm going to celebrate that victory, because when we live in joy and peace as our foundation, we are allowed to go throughout our day and celebrate each little thing that we know intuitively in our bodies was part of our path, and we celebrate that. And we're allowed to, and we're supposed to, as we move throughout the world, feel peace and joy as a baseline.
Right. Celebrating that, because, it is our divine innocence. It's our birthright to experience this level of connectedness with nature, literally our divinity, our true divinity. I mean, most of us, maybe I can't talk for everybody, but I know that you and many other people who are on this vibration of what we call Sophia.
Yeah.
It's powerful no matter what you call it. And anytime you watch someone talk about it, or you listen to a speaker, or an author, and it's like, wow, their knowledge is so precise. You can tell it's not just words being passed down to people. It's people having experiences with this energy because of the inner work that we're doing. And some people have this in childhood, but we learn to block it out. But it's that innocence, that playful, it's that energy calling us back to, you know, connect with our divinity of our true potential as limitless love and limitless light creatures are receiving that from its parents, right? Like, you know, to receive divine love and wisdom all the time. It's great. So
that's beautiful.
So can you tell me like some key, like maybe some key words that you've noticed that link with the word Sophia that maybe other people can understand? So Sophia is wisdom for those of you who are just, you know, tuning in. I have like 2 people watching right now, which is perfect.
Yes.
But yes, so I just want people to understand that way when they jump on, they're not like, what?
Yeah.
Sophia Wisdom, please share your keywords.
Sure. Keywords for me would be Divine Mother. Divine Mother would be a keyword there because of the nurturing and giving, confirming aspect of this essence, of this living joy. Those are some keywords. Strength and power would be some more.
It's that Shakti force as well, right?
Yes.
Shakti is what I meant.
Yes.
Yes, I'm like in the post here so people know what we're talking about.
Yes.
Yes, that's Shakti force, because I find it in different books. Okay, so we have Sophia found in the Gnostic Vision of Sacred Ecology and the Future of Belief with John Lash, who actually is a phenomenal Sophianic scholar and speaks about the creation of the fallen goddess scenario. And it's called Not in His Image, meaning that it's actually her image too, right? So we have that. And then we have the Shakti force found in the goddesses around the world, because it's literally the power of the goddess in our body and our movements, right? So that's one way she comes up. The electric and magnetic flow, the yin and yang, she comes up in that as well. And I believe in the Tree of Life in Kabbalah she comes up. And of course, as you mentioned, the Sophia Code earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Sophia Code is from Kaya Ra, who I actually tag in here because Kaya Ra, I haven't actually officially like hung out with her in person, but the beauty of Sophia is that we don't even have to know each other. But this is what links each other together. Things like this, when people create the books and create the transmissions. And so Kaya Ra made a living transmission from the Sophia Code that is derived from a series of transmissions from what she calls the Sophia Dragon Tribe, which includes Kuan Yin, White Buffalo Woman, it includes Green Tara, it includes Mary Magdalene, Isis, and Mother Mary, and Hathor. So these are ascended masters, feminine aspect, who have left a living legend here and on the earth. And so they resonate still, and they are here to assist and help. And so this is a beautiful transmission of that, and highly recommend. There's major healing that takes place when you read this codex. So yeah, I mean, please, I'm sure you have something to share from all of that.
Well, it's a powerful codex for sure. I highly recommend it to anyone who feels, oh, I'm interested there. That sounds neat. I wonder what all that's about. Just get it and you'll find out. I love that you pulled all the traditions, and for many different traditions, they all speak of Sophia. And until maybe let's go several hundred years ago here on the earth, the goddess was freely talked about. It was freely known. There were days that were celebrated, and that kind of got eradicated and wiped out. you could say that stretches back thousands and thousands of years, but even just going back 100, it was more well known that yes, people worship, or not worship, but reach out and they resonate with female goddesses and female planets. And it's not just male. How could God be one or the other, male or female? And so Sophia, it's that Shakti, that life force that you spoke of, from all the different traditions, no matter what tradition you're from, it resonates because we are that at our primal level. We are literally a light, a force, however you want to look at that. And that's why it resonates. And that's why it's gaining momentum, is because people are remembering their truth.
Amazing. Beautiful. I want you, if you can just go into the chat room really fast and leave your name so people know that you're someone who's actually speaking to.
Yes.
So this is incredible because you know what? I've just been like, my soul has been like, crying out, connect to all these people. And I've been watching your posts, and I love how you share from your heart. And so do you understand light language? Is that something that you mess with? Because I find that most of us who are familiar with Sophia, or with our true divine essence to that extent, I find it goes back to light language and the ability to, remove the ego so we can actually allow the sound and vibration and frequency and resonance of Sophia's one heart to come through as we speak through our throat chakra. Well, it comes from the anahata, right? From the heart.
Yes.
So tell me, do you have experiences with that?
That's so beautiful. I love light language. Like you said, it's something that it's a sound. I hear and translate light language as sound. I know light and sound, they're all the same, but sound has a unique resonance within me, how I hear it and interpret it. So I can tell somebody's light language from seeing them, speaking to them, reading something they've written, or holding something that they've worn. So what that is, it's like a little light language to me is like little, you know how the stories of Hansel and Gretel, and they left breadcrumbs in the forest. They left the breadcrumbs to remember where they come from. Light language for me is that. I receive the light language, and it's like a beautiful melody of where you come from. So all of us womb sisters, as I like to call us, we have a specific matching light language. We have we have a specific resonance. I call us womb sisters. And that's actually the first time I've shared that publicly before, but it's a very specific matching.
It's so interesting how you just said, I've never shared that publicly. It was really hard for me. One day I was just like, I'm going to share this. And I shared with someone, and I was told that I prayed in Aramaic, and I didn't even know what Aramaic was. I've also been told that I've prayed in some type of Arabic. And
wow.
Yeah, so it is a soul language that comes through, and it is like a remembrance of where we come from, and I feel like it comes from somewhere so ancient. It comes. I heard other people's, and I love how you said it, our womb sisters, because it's like you don't even have to know the words, but you feel the vibration and the sound of it resonating with you.
Yes, and I think too, if more women, well, I feel that if more women would honestly hold their wombs, like put your hands on your womb, on your body, and just love on it really gently, and ask your body to start talking to you and teaching you things you've forgotten, your body will do it. And because your body is the earth. So, however you can get that flow up and going, find whatever daily practice you need and get that linked up, start loving on your body, and your body will tenfold love on you back.
That makes a lot of sense. That makes a lot of sense because I study, ways to heal trauma. And one way we perpetuate the trauma in the world is through disconnecting people from their body. And that's why there's, you know, the repetitive tear in our connection with source, with our mother, in a sense, comes from this, you know, separation within ourselves. So when we start healing that and going within, I feel like we get to really experience Sophia. And she reminds us how to go back to our heart space through everything, because that's the way we do the work for her, is to rise above the separation, that and division that is created here in this earth plane, to come down here to be able to step back in and go within, so that way we can realize, oh my God, I'm source, you know, experiencing itself. And every chance I have a chance every moment to, you know, step into my higher self more and more each day, that true divinity. It's like a rising above from it. The only way to heal the collective wound is if we go within and really realize these things that are coming to our attention. And I like how you mentioned the sound, because the sound really is important. And there's actually a resonance for the word Sophia. Have you heard anything about that? About
I haven't.
The music having to do with Sophia?
No, but I would love to hear about it.
Yeah, there's a resonance of, I believe it's the one heart of Sophia. So it is a sound. Perhaps it's what they say, the earth has a heartbeat and it has a sound. The plants have a sound. We have a sound. You know, we resonate with the harmonic frequency of do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. We also resonate, like our chakras apparently resonate with a certain sound. So I know that there is music that can be created from the sound of Sophia. There is, I have something that I wrote down. I've saved some stuff over the years, but so it is a sacred, cosmic, a hierogamic music that helps unite the left and right brain, the hemisphere, and balance the hemispheres. So that way there's a strength and a chord, and so it vibrates even higher. So it's a heart chord. And so, you know, in the Bible, there's a number 144,000, right? They talk about this number. And even though I was never raised with the Bible, and I can never say that I fully understand it, although I have many things I can connect things to that have to do with like spirituality and that together. So one thing I found is the qualities that the Bible describes of this 144,000, that they will have certain qualities. And to me, what I found the correlations between understanding Sophia and wisdom and being this type of number 144, which is for me, it's a resonance of being able to basically levitate, because you're so light, because you cleared out everything. And you can do that with tuning and music. So it's a magnetic sonar field, a true heart tone, which is so connected to that 144. There's a characteristic that says that they will be able to sing a song that only they can hear.
Yes.
And I feel like when we only go within, do we really get to hear that song? It's so sweet. You know, it's not aggressive and it's not harsh, and it's very forgiving and it's very compassionate, and it brings you into such a deep and profound sense of just love and acceptance and purity. And you're really just, that vibration is just so strong. And so I've done research where I've found these concepts in other places, but for simplicity's sake, I'll just read off some of these things, but know that they come from numerous sources. So it's a holy mother arc. So they call it the daughters of the flame, or universal daughters of God. So I don't want to like segregate male and female, but I think that there is something to do with the throat chakra coming through for the feminine, which means that I believe our essence is here to create grace and harmony through our voice and through our beingness. when we're fully activated and fully in our feminine power, as in like nurturers of and keepers of the planet and keepers of the children, like to protect and serve in a sense. And so music has been created in many different, we've seen it in like Ave Maria, we've seen it in a lot of classical music, and it changes something in our DNA. There's a lot of women right now, and men too, who are coming through with the voice, with the sound healing, with the bowls, and you know, it's really coming online. So if that is connected to the 144 and you put it together, this does look like there is a certain type of prophecy being fulfilled with coming into the voice. So that's one way you can tell that it resonates. So also there is a magnetic sound frequency of the soul. Right, so Sophia, however you like to say it. But so thanks for letting me do that, because it felt really good.
It felt really good here. Thank you. That was beautiful.
Also, according to Ascension Glossary, there is something called the Kristalla. So there's another thing that's related to Sophia that has to do with the diamond heart and activating the heart center. So, I mean, I can go on and on about this, but I mean, this interview, this discussion is it's for me just as much as it is for you, because I don't even know what I know. So I just know that, you know, everything's welcome. Like, feel free to chime in at any point, and I'd love to hear what you have to say. I have more written, but I'd love to let you.
Yeah. Well, I think that's so beautiful to bring through the sound, because we are sound waves. I mean, you can look at it like so many times people say we are the light. Well, we are. We are also sounds. We are the light. We are also sound waves. We are also color. We are all of these things. We're sound, light, and color in this beautiful dance that we do. So when we remember our sound, or the sound that's resonating with us in as many moments as we can remember that sound, then that sound becomes clearer and clearer and clearer. And in a way, it's our inner sound that we're understanding in a new way. But we have to know what we sound like to move out into the world, resonating where we've come from. So it's kind of that beautiful, but we have to know what that sounds like. It's important to pay attention to sounds. And if somebody doesn't have a practice that involves sounds, like go get a bowl or a singing bowl, or get a CD that's a healing CD that you can play at your home, or go on YouTube and, you know, use discernment on there, but start introducing sound healing into your self-care routine, because that will actually help bring up things that people may have forgotten.
You know why? Because we are created by the sound. We are created by the song of the universe.
Yes, exactly.
I'm doing this because it's practice to sing to you guys, to sing to people. Yeah, it's really important. It's so important. So you're in Nashville. Do you have like a support system out there for Sophia? Do you have like a discussion group, or how do you find your Sophia support? Is it just online?
So online right now, I do have some, in the past month to 2 months, I have homeschooling. We decided to take a complete different direction with our oldest daughter, who's now 12, which is a great age to kind of be able to find her own sound, her own path. So since I've started homeschooling her, it's really interesting how Sophia's just woven every beautiful detail of that so perfectly that I can just relax and enjoy our days. I'm meeting other moms who resonate, even if it's not directly, let's say, around the name of Sophia, because that doesn't matter so much as the resonance. But I found other beautiful mamas who are raising their kids and have that same resonance. So that's really what I like to look at and just give thanks for, is that it's already been laid for us. We just have to relax into it a bit.
Yes, please carry on for just a quick second. I have to like clear.
Yeah.
Clear
So
more.
Well, just like you said that, you're going to be singing to people more. So that's important. Like whatever it is that we have in our hearts to bring forth, to bring into the world, when we do that and we stand by it too, and we're committed, that's when things take off. People start flying in their lives when they're able to not only feel comfortable being who they are, but committed. You've got to commit to being who you are in the face of whatever. And each of us that does that, it creates ripples for other people out there to do the same thing, which is the most beautiful part of life.
It does. These discussions are either cosmic and they're really important. I'm so excited. Radha Nilia just jumped on our live stream right now, which is great because Radha is amazing and she's also a voice for the goddess. And to come through, many of us, it comes through in different ways. Why? Because we're archetypes of this energy. It's not just, oh, I'm a goddess, like it's not really about what you wear. It's about our galactic being, our connection to the past, our ancient ancestors, what they did before we had this life here. And it's all so important because I think at one point there was, a deeper connection to this wisdom, but somehow it got lost. And I mean, it's okay. I think that part of it was to get lost and part of it is to be found. So it's beautiful that we're here to find this and then share it with each other, because that's really when the awakening starts happening, right? That's when the star seeds start popping out. Radha has done a book collective of awakening star seeds discussing, these people's awakening stories. And how they realized that they were a star seed of some sort, and it's crazy because I'm realizing, wait, am I an earth seed? Am I a star seed? Like, am I this? Am I galactic? It's just so much because you start feeling cosmic because you start tapping into the Akasha, and you don't even know what's yours and what's your sister's or your brother's, so it's like we're all connected so deeply and all of our stories are so important. And so I think that the most biggest question always is like, who is Sophia to you? How can you embody Sophia more and more every day so you can help her realize herself, help create her have a good experience through our eyes. Every day we just have to take the higher thought, because this matrix, this illusion likes to suck you in and make you forget about all the things that are important, which is just as our connection. They got us tripping over the coffee cup. We need the coffee, It's like we need the coffee. We need the pure essence, the divine milk and honey mana, Christ energy that is deeply connected and embedded within all of us. And so that's the way I just kind of use Sophia now, is I'm going to embody that so much so I can have these conversations, because I know that you are where I'm at. I know that I'm where you're at right now.
Yeah.
Because we know that resonance.
That's so beautiful, because what you just brought forth really in the way that I translate it is it's the light between us. If it's a really simple way to understand that, is like it's the light between us, and that light between us is what we really are. And when we turn not our face from the world, but when we do things with the light between us, as the bigger picture, as the bigger energy that we're feeding through our actions and through our choices that we make, that light gets bigger within us.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
No other word for that, but absolutely. That's so great. Yes. Do you know, tell me, what sign are you?
I'm a Sagittarius.
Sagittarius. Oh, that's coming up, right?
December.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. But yes, it is upcoming. Yes.
Can you believe this year is just flying by? But it can slow down for you individually.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's definitely moving really fast. So anything specific that you want to share?
Let's see. Well, I'm just so thankful that we are getting on here and just, just sharing what it is that we're here to do and bringing that to the forefront. So maybe it'll inspire somebody else to have their own conversation in their own life and feel supported in any way, because that's ultimately, like, I really love connecting with other people, my womb sisters and brothers. It feeds me to be able to connect and feed other people, that we all need to be held and reminded of why we're here and connect. So,
yeah, why are we here?
I'm just happy.
Why are we here?
Mm-hmm.
That magnificent, priceless question. It's very priceless. You put a tag on it. You try to get just material wealth, and you find out later it's not just that. And then you find out later, if you don't get material wealth, how much you let yourself not receive your abundance. Because I think that we're meant to live in such a beautiful state. Maybe not with all the crap that we've created, like material wise, but with quality material, that the earth is providing for us already. The earth does provide. It's so hard to like just accept really what we've been given, but we always want more, so I think that just really bringing a sense of gratitude for the things that we do have, that Pachamama, Mother Earth, Gaia Sophia has created for us already. So it's very important that we recognize that and cultivate that within ourselves every day, as much as we can, the light, which is the Father, Mother essence of our divine parents and our divine blueprints. That, yesterday I received a lot of messages in regards to allowing things to come to you, for, not to force anything to happen, because when we force things to happen, then it's like we don't really trust the creator's process. And yes, we have to take action steps to create what we want. It's a little different than forcing things and running. Like, I tend to run all the time, and I'm just like, okay, like, this is not what I want. Like, I need to slow down. And luckily lately I've been able to slow down so I can really think about what I really want. And sometimes it has nothing to do with what I'm doing. It's like, well, I'm doing this, but it's not really what I want. But when I just allow things to really slow down, I'm like, oh, actually everything I want is already happening for me if I just allow it. So that's part of also inner wisdom and Sophia, and is that recognition of source correcting itself through you.
Yes.
We call that Sophia's correction, according to John Lamlash.
Well, that's beautiful. That's very beautiful. And, it's very spot on. I've had a lot of people actually ask me within the past week about the same thing. Well, how do I allow this and this and this when it's not really what I have planned or what I see, blah, 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 blah. And I just gently remind them, and myself always, to, okay, well, let's turn back inside and focus on, like, the aspect of that about us that's bigger than ourselves. Because when we do that, then we don't have to like how things look or think they should look like something else, because what we have here is like everything in all of creation. And when we can remember that, then everything in all of creation really starts to say, you are held and you are loved, and there's nothing out of place, not even one hair on your head. And that Sophia Wisdom will carry each one of us to heights we could only yesterday maybe dreamed of.
And I also love that understanding this wisdom doesn't mean that everything you've done, you can just put it on someone else. It actually causes us to take full responsibility for where we are at.
Yes.
And release the idea that if we're bad for having those experiences, because it's really about, resurrection of the self, being reborn in a sense into your spiritual self, meaning that you went through a trial and error, and you, by choice, by spiritual alchemy, you decided to vibrate to the next level, to realize you're here for a bigger picture.
Yeah.
Out of the cycle of the victimization mentality and pattern, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I think that's the essence of why, when people ask, well, what can a lot of people that maybe kind of still seeing that play out in their lives ask a lot, well, how can I get here? And this is exactly how, is by taking full responsibility for everything in your life, just full responsibility, no bad or good or any of that, just taking responsibility and then allowing Sophia to just endow you with essence.
Absolutely.
All day.
Allow Sophia, and it's way different as well that is than something possessing you. It's very related. I've heard many people relate Sophia Wisdom to the Holy Spirit, to the dove. I relate to that energy, the pure crystalline Christ energy. And at the same time, I think that it is something filling you. You're being filled with the Holy Spirit. You're being filled with light. You're being filled with the energy of forgiveness, of compassion. Your heart's being full, but it's you're emptying out dead weight.
Yes.
Constantly giving it back to the earth, trusting the earth that she's washing away and purifying what you're going through. Giving it to her, because it's not the same as defiling the earth through hatred or through anger or through just like, destroying lands for selfish gain. It's like you're connecting back with her and realizing that there's nowhere else to go. Like, we're here, right? There's nowhere else to go. Like, we're here on this planet, like we're here on in this plane, but we exist in multiple dimensions and multiple realities, but we also are here. And so we have to kind of like give ourselves back to it while we're alive, not dead in the ground, like, in a sense. So I know that's deep, but
I love it. I love it. I love it. And, and that's the one really great way for people to start experiencing this more and more and more is go sit outside on the earth. Connect your body with the body of the earth consciously, and let that love fill you while you just let it go. You're just letting it go. All of it. Anything that comes up, and letting it go, because that connection is our pure.
You wear some undies because you might get bit in the butt by a pincher bug. I'm just kidding.
That too. Or, I mean, even if they, even just intending to connect, even if you can't be outside on the ground, you can connect from anywhere you are, because like you said, we're here, we're part of this earth. This is where we're focused. Let's start remembering that.
Right.
Yeah.
From Nashville to California.
I know it. All the heart waves.
Message, the golden heart waves from mine to yours. And you're not even the slightest bit alone, because just here in California and here in Los Angeles, I know your tribe is here too. Like, your tribe is here. People that also support, we all are doing the work, and it's all important. It's all very important. So how much more time do you have?
Let's see. I feel like I've got maybe 5 more minutes. What time is it? Yep, I've got like 5 more minutes.
Perfect. Okay, so just a little, recap. We started a discussion about Sophia Wisdom, and this is probably going to go into another session. I'm sure we're going to discuss her again. If ideas pop up for you and you want to just talk about them, like, I'm always open to that. But this is my calling. It's your calling, and so it's a pleasure and a blessing to share this with you and get to know you.
Yes, I agree. And I'm really glad that we are really connecting, because the more that each of us, like me and you connecting, it spreads courage that, no, obviously there are people out there, and the connection is what makes such a yummy, delicious energy that then ripples out. And that yummy energy it's so good for everybody. Why would we not want to connect and share that?
I want to offer Sophia support to anyone who
Yes.
has been awakened to Sophia and needs to have a conversation. Like, I just want to offer that support to anyone, because I know how crazy it could feel to like have all this in you and not know who to talk to about it. Because you know what? Like, you're not crazy. The animals, they are speaking to you. The plants, they are connecting with you. That feather you just found on the floor, that's probably for you, my friend. Like, it's time we awaken to that we are being communicated with. If you really can have eyes to see and ears to hear the wisdom pouring through for you, to receive those codes, to receive that light, to speak in that light language that's coming through from your heart, to clear out the residue through the voice, through activating the crown.
Mm-hmm. Well, and the crown, you know, when we're activating our DNA, and our DNA, people think, tend to think that DNA it's what you're given. Well, DNA is what you make it, because our DNA has the light between us. It holds our DNA. So if you're embodying more light, then that is talking to your DNA saying, no, it's time to switch this on and switch this on. It's a beautiful harmony that you create with all of life, within and without. So not only do you start to feel more galactic, and you start hearing messages directly from the plant, your plant allies in the earth, you're also going to start connecting with the stars more. And it's going to be as above, so below.
Yeah.
Your cells and your DNA, when that starts to switch on, then you're turned on and your channel is opened up, so you can start connecting with your star family as well. It's a beautiful mix that comes in once you start activating and going through these activations.
Yes. And notice that I need to plug in my laptop because it's getting low.
But something I found too about activations in DNA is the interesting part about when we really commit to building our own light and releasing any barriers that prevent it from flowing unrestricted and naturally, that's the work, you know. And we could look at it from a million different angles. You know, people talk a lot about soul retrieval. Well, it's important. Like, all of us can be our own soul retrievers. And once we get those parts of us back, we're more equipped to be here in this moment, more aware. And so there's correlations to the DNA that are wanting to come through for so many people. It's like they're almost about to flip on, but they aren't quite there yet. But they're wanting to flip on. So sometimes it just takes the actual, you know what, I'm going to just follow what my heart says above everything else. Sometimes it's just a commitment that needs to happen to ourselves.
You're
for
right.
Stuff to start flipping on.
Yeah, for me, that's definitely been the case. I've been like battling with this, like, you know, just feeling like, do I have enough training? Or like, you know, my thing is that like I am totally resonate with a lot of different authors and a lot of different speakers and people who have they have different projects, and they have different products, and they have different classes and workshops that they offer, that I also feel like I'm in a place where like I need to offer the same thing, because I mean, it came to me too equally. It's like a consciousness that came online, and it depends what you do with it. You know,
exactly.
how you develop that consciousness coming through. It's like a product that, you know, maybe an idea for a product comes online and one person grabs it and he makes, you know, Apple laptops or something, you know. It's like people come online to something, but it's like the action is where it's at, you know. Wow.
Yeah, I agree.
Well, amazing. So Andrea, I really want to continue this conversation and do this again, but for now I just want to thank you so much for your time and your dedication, and for sharing from the heart and connecting with me and giving us your interview, the INR views.
Nice. Thank you for having me, Alanna. It's so good to connect with you.
I'll have you share a little blurb so we could put it in the link below, but can you tell us how to find you if you want to be found?
Oh, well, if you'd like to find me, just pop hop over to Instagram. I'm intuitive _ vibing, VIBIN. And I also have a space on Facebook. I don't do the personal page on Facebook a lot, but I do have a space called Dreaming Me. And I post some videos and things like that I don't on Instagram. So those two would be the best places to find me.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much. And yay. Okay, I'm going to log off. You have a good day, right, dear?
Love you. Bye-bye.
Back.